And if it's like anything in the past, there could be some challenges when that final vote comes in.
But a local man wants to change that and claims that he has revolutionized casting a ballot. CBS 46's Christopher King has more on an effort to make every vote count. It's a story you'll only see on CBS 46.
You have just voted no for proposition number 1.
The future of voting, or one more round in the furor over whether each ballot counts. Roger Perez, chairman and CEO of IBS Systems, claims his new voting machine could solve some of the big questions computerized voting often raises. In a world in which hackers can crack a system, how can you tell if your vote actually registers?
On my system, you are counting the ballot versus digital number.
Perez tells us many computerized voting systems simply tally digital code, zeros and ones. But Perez says his IBS machine actually counts the ballot. For starters, the IBS system uses electronic identification, which allow voters to simply swipe their cards like they would at an ATM.
This voter registration card has already been used to vote.
Pick up English.
Then it incorporates a 42-inch touchscreen on which a voter simply presses on the name of the candidate or a ballot initiative.
Even after he casts his ballot, the program will ask him again, are you sure this is what you really want? At that point, you could still cancel it.
Perez insists his system is heavily encoded and hacker-proof. And a key difference between the IBS machines and some of the computer voting systems at the center of recent election controversies, Perez claims his system leaves a traceable paper trail, ensuring, he says, that every vote counts.
If voting is such a basic American right, then why do we so often get it wrong? Long lines and ineffective technology can make for slow and questionable returns. Even the newest machines can present a new set of problems that, in the worst-case scenario, can lead to voter fraud and stolen elections.
You have chosen English as your language. Please remember that the parties and candidates are color-coded for easy reference.
And that's what separates image-based systems from the rest of the pack. Highly secure, simple, and image-driven, these voting machines leave the rest hanging, like a paper Chad.
Every other piece of equipment out there is essentially paper-based or scanner-based, and this is totally computer-based. There's no paper involved except for the verification trail, so you can't have voter fraud by someone changing those numbers because it's enclosed in the machine and it's protected from fraud.
The image-based system is currently under review for certification in the United States, but it's already being used for democratic elections in Nigeria.
Omowe Mohammed Shatta.
And I met the chairman of INEC, which is the Independent Nigerian Election Commission. I met him last year in Washington, D.C. I gave a presentation, and very quickly he recognized the importance of this image-based.
Unlike many other voting machines, the image-based system provides the voter with a paper receipt.
You are now complete with your voting process. Please wait on your printed receipt.
This, along with a JPEG record of the actual vote that was cast, makes fraud virtually impossible.
When you vote, really, every voter should create a ballot for that candidate. And that ballot cannot be altered because it's a ballot.
But what exactly is an electronic medical record, and how can it benefit the average American?
Electronic medical record, we all think of it as basically replacing paper. But really what it is a process. It's the path of taking things that we have as paper or individual data files like an X-ray film or a film jacket and making that electronic.
So that doctors have a patient's complete medical history, from past surgeries and blood tests, allergies to ultrasound exams, right at his or her fingertips. While some of our nation's hospitals and medical centers have begun transitioning to electronic records, most have not.
From a safety issue, we all focus on the most obvious benefit, which is it's better to take care of patients when you have data. If I have to take care of somebody and I don't know what their past medical history is, there's a name for that. It's called guessing. Electronic medical records really are about taking much of the guesswork out of healthcare.
At the same time, reducing reliance on faxes and phone calls and often timely and costly duplications of exams and procedures. Doctors say we need only look to New Orleans and Hurricane Katrina to see why paper records can prove deadly. Floodwaters rendered many patients' medical histories unavailable and unreadable. With secure electronic records, patients would always have a backup. Well, many involved in healthcare agree that electronic health records can help to improve patient care and ultimately reduce the cost of that care. Initial costs remain an obstacle, and the question of who will and who should pay for the transition to electronic records is among the issues still being debated.